My country people them today I want to make we examine the role where the Francophone community is play for destroy Amazonia terrorism. At the onset of this thing, the people the way they agitate, the Anglophones they talk about how they be marginalized by the Francophones and they try for coin the Francophones as the problem or as the enemy. But it totally backfire because sooner or later a vast chunk of the Anglophone population they be driven out of the Anglophone zone and they be forced for move into the Francophone zone. The first question you got to ask yourself now say now what to drive them out of their homes for Anglophone zone? And the simple answer now Ambazonia terrorists. Because even the one the way they could tell when I say, oh now military be drive we, but hang on a minute. Military not there for Francophone zone. Actually military plenty for Yaoundé past how it there for Bamenda. The mere fact say you run out of the Anglophone zone, you enter Francophone zone, now because say you understand, say the Francophones no be your enemy. That is the first thing. You understand, say when you enter the Francophone zone, they go treat you better than they go treat you in the Anglophone zone. You understand, say what way you run away from, now the Anglophones, you are not running away from Francophones. Because if you run away from something, you know go then run towards that thing. Now, the first thing that was psychologically, we don't defeat Ambazonia terrorism. On the international scene, we don't defeat them because they try for create this friction between the Francophones and the Anglophones. But their own victims, I mean, every single Anglophone person where he don't run out of the Anglophone zone understand. Say if he enter inside the Francophone zone, it could be safe. So now Anglophones understand, say they be safer in the comfort and in the hands of the Francophones than if we were there with our own Anglophone brothers and sisters. So the real enemy for Anglophones, no be Francophones. Now the biggest thing that way it don't come out of this nonsense and when a big psychological victory for one and indivisible Cameroon. Now, for combat this, you see the Ambazonia terrorists, they don't try all way for create that friction between Francophones and Anglophones. Now, one of the reasons that way they come up with this nonsense, say frogs must go. Say if they start to commit terrible atrocities them against the Francophones them inside the Anglophone zone, it go force their relatives them or their loved ones them in the Francophone zone for start for try for retaliate. By so doing, their intention now for create ethnic tension, now for create a situation of genocide. Because they don't always they talk say genocide they happen for our country. Francophone they kill you, Francophone they kill you. But every single day when they say Anglophones they run from the Anglophone zone, they go for Francophone zone. So that alone it fall apart. So by so doing, if they call for hatred towards the Francophones, call for say they kill Francophones for the Anglophone zone, and if God forbid they start to kill Francophones them, their intention now for say make Francophones they retaliate. So that now they go get that reason, they go get that excuse where they don't always want them. They don't always want for paint the Francophone person as a bad person. But they don't get no excuse, no example. All way they don't succeed for do. Now say they don't paint the Anglophone people them as very bitter, very childish, very stupid, primitive people them, where they kill themselves in order for try for paint the Francophones them as bad people. So now they don't commit kind of atrocities them. Now one of the reasons that when we see they killed 10 people them for Nacho Junction for Bamenda for I think na July or na May 2023, where they go kill all those people them. Why? Because those people have been a Bambleke, they want for massacre Bamblekes them for create a reaction in the Francophone zone. And in so doing, they want for make Francophones that start kill Anglophones so that the Anglophones, they go run back into the Anglophone zone. And then now they go talk, say, we don't separate country. We don't separate country. You see, so the strategy is so juvenile and so stupid and so devilish for the extent way it don't even backfire because every single day the Anglophones they run out of the Anglophone zone, they enter Francophone zone. The Francophones they accept them with open arms. They be hospitable. That is the nature of Cameroonians in general. We've been a nice people them. We open them. I mean the Francophones they welcome we, the Anglophone populations when the IDPs them with open arms. Give we land, give we properties them. You know, we open businesses for their place, no problem. So now the situation that where we find ourselves in, where the Anglophone population they find themselves in. We are making a fool of ourselves on a national stage every single day by this nonsense Ambazonia. every single day. The Francophones, they don't get them no problems. They don't get them no time. Whether you come on a Bafud or you come on for Mundemba or Nawusa, you come out, as long as you've been a Cameroon, you be a Cameroonian, you be Cameroonian. And they don't care. And they go treat you just like they go treat any other Cameroonian. So now the reality that, and they don't prove itself. Now, why that was 7 years running, we now not go hear of any situation where Francophones they treat Anglophones in a certain way. And if they treat Anglophones in that kind of way, they know for they run every day, they enter back inside the same Francophone zone. So that is just the truth and the reality. So one of the biggest black legs away, by their hospitality and their good nature, the Francophones, they don't prove for be a better brother to the Anglophone person than how Anglophone man be a brother to himself. And now why that way when I say I'm today, the reality now say, when Anglophones they don't run now the day for Francophone zone, they feel more comfortable for be around other Francophones them. When Anglophone person hear pidgin or a hear another person they talk English, they feel apprehensive. They be on guard. They fear say so they in danger. Because when they hear that English, so most probably na another Anglophone person, most probably na person where if he do you harm. But when Anglophone person is inside inside the Francophone zone, and they hear that they talk French all around you, they feel more comfortable. Can you imagine how these terrorists they don't can turn the tables upside down for the level where they talk against Francophones, talk against French, but today the reality now say when Anglophone man he hear French, he feel more safe and secure. When he hear pidgin, and they talk as a Cameroonian Anglophone, where he not even understand French, where because I did Cameroon all the time, and I did talk like person with the experience them. These are not just wait where some person tell me. I'd always tell una from experience. When me I experience them, when a day in a situation, in an office or in a community, in a restaurant, in a public place in Cameroon, in Yaoundé, and I hear people that they talk English, the truth now say I feel more uncomfortable than when I hear French. And not only Ambazonia terrorists, they fit do this. They don't make them now, even Anglophones that they fear for hear English. And now why do I tell when I say at the end of this nonsense, yes, now a process, it will take a while, but we will get over it. And at the end of it, when we come over this Ambazonia terrorism, the truth and the reality now say Cameroon could be even more bilingual, Anglophones they could be even more francophonized, and Cameroon it could be even stronger as one and united country. Right now, if you give the vast majority of Anglophone population them the option for choose without fear of any repercussions, they could choose for remain one Cameroon. They no go ever elect for get this Ambazonia nonsense. I not believe say up to 10% of the Anglophone population the day today where they like what way amba terrorists they do for the Anglophone zone. Of course, you will always get the crazy people. You will always get the people the way they benefit from this nonsense. Now those kind of people they fall in that 10% where they want which way they go on because in the midst of that chaos, killings and violence, they make their money. They use them for settle scores. They use them for excel in business. You get plenty of business people the way they deal with Amber for further their business ambitions and even their political ambitions. That is the truth. But those people, they're not a very tiny minority, about 10% or less. Whereas the vast majority of the Anglophone population, they understand Ambazonia terrorism, na evil. Ambazonia terrorism, it make Anglophones they look stupid on the national scene. Ambazonia terrorism, it can destroy Anglophone communities, and Ambazonia terrorism, that the worst thing where it don't ever happen inside Cameroon.